You might think you've seen it all. Lions, sharks, eagles, maybe even a Komodo dragon if you've been lucky. But Earth isn't just home to the usual suspects. Scientists estimate 8.7 million species exist, and we've only scratched the surface. That means millions of creatures are out there, living in the deep, the dark, and the nearly impossible-to-reach corners of the world, far from human eyes. If you're thinking, come on, I've seen nature documentaries. There can't be that many animals I don't know about. You're in for a surprise. Some creatures are so elusive, so downright bizarre, that they seem more like myths than real animals. From ghostly deep-sea predators to creatures that defy logic, we're diving into 15 of the strangest, rarest, and most mysterious animals ever recorded. Some have barely been seen, others remain unexplained, but all of them will leave you wondering, what else is out there? Number 15. Yangtze finless porpoise. The Yangtze finless porpoise is like a ghost of China's Yangtze River, rare, intelligent, and tragically endangered. Unlike its ocean-dwelling relatives, this freshwater porpoise has no dorsal fin, giving it a sleek, almost alien appearance as it glides through the murky waters. Known for its playful personality, it has been observed engaging with boats and even showing curiosity toward humans. But charm alone won't save it. With fewer than 1,000 left, the species is under constant threat from pollution, illegal fishing, and heavy boat traffic that disrupts its habitat. It relies on a diet of fish and crustaceans, but overfishing has made food increasingly scarce. Conservationists have set up protected river zones and are pushing for sustainable fishing practices to prevent further decline. But the fate of the Yangtze finless porpoise is directly tied to the health of the river itself. If the Yangtze suffers, so does its rarest inhabitant. Number 14. California condor. Towering at 10 feet in wingspan, the California condor is North America's largest land bird, a scavenger that has seen both the edge of extinction and an incredible comeback. In the 1980s, there were just 27 left in the wild, a number so low that scientists captured every remaining condor to launch one of the most ambitious conservation programs in history. Fast forward to today, and thanks to captive breeding and reintroduction efforts, the population has climbed to around 500 individuals. But survival isn't easy. The biggest threats? Lead poisoning from bullet fragments in carrion, habitat destruction, and ingesting micro-trash that blocks their digestive systems. Conservationists now work with hunters to promote non-lead ammunition, while wildlife agencies monitor nests and track released birds. The California condor is living proof that targeted conservation can work, but only if we stay committed to protecting these majestic scavengers from human-induced threats. Number 13. Saola. If there were ever a real-life mythical creature, it would be the saola. First discovered in 1992 along the Vietnam-Laos border, this ultra-rare species is so elusive that scientists have never observed one in the wild. Only a handful have ever been caught on camera. Dubbed the Asian unicorn, the saola isn't a unicorn at all, but a mysterious bovine species with long, straight horns and a gentle deer-like face. It prefers the dense forests of the Annamite Mountains, where it feeds on leafy vegetation and small plants. But its biggest threat? Snares are meant for other animals. Poachers aren't after the saola specifically, but the widespread use of illegal traps has made survival nearly impossible. Conservation groups are racing to protect its habitat and remove these deadly snares, but with an estimated fewer than 100 individuals left, time is running out. Number 12. Vaquita. If you blink, you might miss the vaquita, and unfortunately, we're on the verge of missing them forever. With fewer than 10 individuals left, this small, elusive porpoise from Mexico's Gulf of California is the most endangered marine mammal in the world. Vaquitas prefer shallow, murky waters, where they hunt small fish and squid, but their biggest threat doesn't come from predators, it comes from humans. Illegal gillnet fishing meant to capture totoaba fish, prized for their bladders in Chinese medicine, has devastated their population. The vaquita gets caught in these nets and drowns before fishermen even realize it's there. Efforts to ban gill nets and enforce alternative fishing methods have been slow-moving, and despite heroic conservation attempts, their numbers continue to decline. If urgent action isn't taken, we could soon witness the extinction of a species in real time. Number 11. The Loveland Lizard. It was the early hours of March 3, 1972, when a Loveland, Ohio police officer encountered something that would haunt him forever. Driving along Riverside Avenue, he slowed down when he saw what looked like a dog lying by the road. But as he approached, the creature stood up on two legs. Caught in the headlights, it was 3 to 4 feet tall, 50 to 75 pounds, with leathery skin, a frog-like face, and possibly a short tail. In an instant, it leaped over the guardrail toward the river. Weeks later, another officer saw the same thing, at first mistaking it for roadkill, until it got up, locked eyes with him, and disappeared. A farmer also reported seeing a similar lizard-like creature. Was it an oversized amphibian, a mutant species, or something more mysterious? Whatever it was, the Loveland lizard remains one of the strangest cryptid sightings in U.S. history. Number 10. The majestic tufted deer. Imagine a deer with vampire fangs. That's the tufted deer, a rare species found in China's misty forests. Named for the long tuft of hair on its forehead, which can grow over 6 inches, it's solitary, elusive, and active mostly at dawn and dusk. But what truly makes it bizarre? The males grow sharp, tusk-like teeth, resembling a miniature saber-toothed predator. Unlike big cats, however, these deer aren't hunters. Their fangs are used for fighting rival males during the mating season. Despite their adorable appearance, they're fast, skittish, and rarely seen by humans. When threatened, they sprint into dense vegetation, bouncing like kangaroos to escape predators. Their sharp hooves also make them excellent climbers, allowing them to survive in mountainous terrain. The tufted deer's numbers are declining due to deforestation and hunting for its meat, making this fang-toothed marvel one of the most mysterious deer species in the world. Number 9. The strange leafy sea dragon. Looking more like floating seaweed than a fish, the leafy sea dragon is one of Australia's most surreal marine creatures. Nicknamed leafies, these creatures are master camouflagers, with delicate leaf-like appendages that make them virtually invisible in the water. Unlike seahorses, leafy sea dragons don't use their tails to anchor themselves. Instead, they drift with the currents, moving so slowly that predators barely notice them. They have almost transparent fins that they undulate to mimic the swaying motion of underwater plants. These dragons don't have teeth. They use their long, straw-like snouts to suck up tiny crustaceans and plankton. Sadly, habitat destruction and illegal collection for aquariums have made them increasingly rare. Since they're horrible swimmers, even slight environmental changes can threaten their survival. Despite their fragility, they remain one of the ocean's most mesmerizing and mysterious creatures. Number 8. The adorable Sunda colugo. The Sunda colugo, also known as the Sunda flying lemur, is neither a lemur nor a true flyer. Instead, this bizarre mammal glides through the treetops, using its kite-shaped skin membrane to travel distances of up to 328 feet in a single leap. Native to Southeast Asia, these nocturnal creatures rarely touch the ground, and for good reason. Their weak limbs make them helpless on land, so they rely on their gliding ability to escape predators like snakes, eagles, and civets. Despite their eerie, almost alien-like eyes, Sunda colugos are harmless herbivores, feeding on leaves, fruit, and flower buds. They cling to tree trunks with razor-sharp claws, blending into the bark to avoid detection. However, due to deforestation, their habitat is rapidly disappearing. Unless efforts are made to protect them, these gliding ghosts of the forest may soon become even more elusive. Number 7. Big fin squids. If there's one beast that looks straight out of a horror movie, it's this. This deep-sea cephalopod has arms and tentacles that stretch over 20 feet long, making it one of the most bizarre and haunting creatures of the abyss. Unlike most squids, which use jet propulsion to swim, big fin squids rely on massive, wing-like fins on their mantles to drift effortlessly through the water. But the strangest part? Their impossibly long arms appear to be dragged along the seafloor, possibly to snatch up prey. Despite multiple sightings since the 1990s and 2000s, scientists have never seen one feed, leaving its hunting methods a complete mystery. Because big fin squids live in the pitch-black depths, studying them is nearly impossible. They remain one of the most enigmatic deep-sea creatures ever recorded, proving that even today, the ocean still holds secrets we can barely comprehend. Number 6. Northern white rhinoceros. This rhino isn't just rare, it's a species on life support. With only 2 females left on Earth, this subspecies is functionally extinct. The last male, Sudan, passed away in 2018, leaving behind a tragic legacy of poaching, habitat loss, and human neglect. For decades, rhino horns were worth more than gold on the black market, leading to relentless poaching that decimated their numbers. Once roaming across Central Africa, they've been driven to the brink, surviving only in captivity at Ol Pejeta Conservancy in Kenya. Now, conservationists are turning to cutting-edge reproductive technologies to save them. Scientists are experimenting with in vitro fertilization and stem cell cloning, hoping to bring the species back from the dead using genetic material from deceased males. It's a last-ditch effort, and while there's hope, the northern white rhino's story is a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of what happens when conservation comes too late. Number 5. White serval. If you've never heard of a serval, imagine a sleek, long-legged wildcat built for speed and agility. Now picture one with pure white fur, so rare that only 2 have ever been recorded. Unlike some white animals, these servals aren't leucistic. They're true albinos, meaning they lack melanin entirely. But this rare trait comes with serious downsides. The white servals were born due to inbreeding, a genetic issue that often leads to albino mutations in the wild. And while their pale fur might look beautiful, it's a disaster for survival. Servals rely on camouflage to stalk prey and avoid predators, but a white serval sticks out like a neon sign in the wild. To make matters worse, albinism increases the risk of skin cancer, and at least 1 recorded white serval developed nasal cancer. This mutation may be stunning, but in the wild, it's more of a curse than a gift. Number 4. Northern bald ibis. The northern bald ibis looks like something straight out of a dark fairy tale. With its vulture-like bald head, scraggly black feathers, and an intense, beady stare, it's no wonder people thought this bird was extinct. And for a while, it nearly was. Once widespread across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East, this species vanished from most of its natural habitat, with only 2 individuals left in Syria at one point. Scientists feared it was gone for good. But thanks to dedicated conservation efforts, populations have started making a slow comeback. Unlike most ibises, which prefer wetlands, the northern bald ibis thrives in dry, rocky landscapes where it plays a crucial role in the ecosystem. Its eerie look may not win any beauty contests, but this bird is proof that even the strangest creatures deserve a second chance at survival. And with a little luck, it might just stick around. Number 3. Black-naped pheasant pigeon. For 140 years, the black-naped pheasant pigeon was nothing more than a ghost story. The last confirmed sighting was in 1882, and for over a century, scientists assumed it had gone extinct. Then, in a stunning turn of events, researchers set out on a mission to Papua New Guinea in 2022, determined to prove it still existed. After weeks of searching dense rainforests, they captured the first-ever video footage of the bird, a living legend. This pigeon is no ordinary city bird. It's shy, ground-dwelling, and incredibly elusive, preferring to scurry through the underbrush rather than take flight. Because of its rarity, it's considered one of the most valuable and mysterious birds in the world. Now that it's been rediscovered, conservationists are racing to protect it before it disappears again. After all, when you lose a species like this, you're losing a piece of history. Number 2. Sea pigs. You've probably never seen a sea pig, and unless you plan on diving thousands of meters into the abyss, you probably never will. These gelatinous, alien-like creatures live on the deep sea floor, scuttling across the ocean's murkiest depths. Despite their bizarre, squishy appearance, sea pigs are actually a type of sea cucumber, and they serve a crucial purpose, acting like deep-sea vacuum cleaners. They feed on decaying organic matter, recycling nutrients and keeping the ocean floor healthy. What's even weirder, in some deep-sea environments, sea pigs make up over 95% of the animal biomass, meaning they completely dominate the ecosystem. With their semi-transparent bodies, tube-like legs, and soft, bloated shape, they look like something straight out of a sci-fi horror movie. But unless you have access to a deep-sea submersible, sea pigs will remain one of the ocean's best-kept secrets. Number 1. Spanish dancer nudibranch. At first glance, the name Spanish dancer sounds more like a flamenco performer than a sea creature. But in reality, this mesmerizing marine mollusk is one of the most graceful and hypnotic animals in the ocean. Unlike most sea slugs that crawl, the Spanish dancer swims, and it does so with unmatched elegance. It undulates its wide, ruffled body, moving like a flowing dress in an underwater ballet. Found in the Indo-Pacific and the Red Sea, it's one of the largest nudibranchs, growing up to 16 inches long. But it's not just about looks. That vibrant red-orange color isn't for show. It's a warning to predators that it's highly toxic. The Spanish dancer absorbs toxins from the jellyfish it eats, making it a dangerous snack for any curious predator. Even its egg-laying technique is artistic. Its eggs are arranged in a rosette pattern, resembling an intricate coral reef flower. It swims, it stuns, and it even decorates. Now that's nature showing off. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon in the next one.